Okay, welcome back. I'm gonna continue where I left off from last time. I was digging into the ground to make my base look nicer. And yes, this is part 10. Okay? Right now I'm removing this dust so I can make my farm fertile, for crying out loud. I need food. There's practically no food other than the cities. If you go to the cities, you might find chests, and those chests might have like jerky, beef jerky. That's about it though. Now I'm not gonna show me planting every single crop. I'm just gonna show you to the fact that I did it for proof. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. Now I'm tilling the land. So I do make some mistakes. I gotta correct this real quick. I was thinking, okay, maybe I need to have more sugarcane. But first I'm gonna plant these crops that I've gathered during my time playing so far. I do spend a lot of time thinking about what I need, so I just plant for everything without much thought. Looking for bone meal, I think. Nope, glowstone. Yeah, I'm gonna make more impulse item ducts. And if you're wondering why you're seeing the textures glitch through the machine, just because I have Optifine. Optifine is not part of this pack. And Optifine doesn't really optimize crash landing very well, causes some problems like that, visual bugs. So eventually I do remove Optifine, but in this recording, of course, I'm just ignoring that for now. Now right here, I'm gonna make a automatic dirt or composter. You'll see that in a second. I'm just making the chests for input and output. So how it works is on top, the leaves are input into the barrels, and then on the bottom, the dirt is taken out of the barrels and put into the chest, as you saw. And as I was doing this, a creeper spawned on top of the smeltery. I know I haven't covered this yet, but that's why I found blood in my smelteries before, just because mobs spawn on top of the smeltery. Fight the unwanted visitor, but I get rid of it immediately. Notice how many hits it takes with the hatchet. That's why I need to make a better weapon, and I eventually do. Just not right now. Currently enabling all these servos so that it actually works. Now we're gonna test it. Make sure it works. It looks like it's doing exactly what I said it would do. Now while I do that, I'm just observing the outside, looking at the mobs and stuff. Eventually, I get enough sugarcane where I can hopefully... Anyway, that's not enough. Almost. Never mind, it is. So I can make 4 rows of sugarcane. Now, I'm realizing that I'm getting too much stuff from sifting all this dust, so I'm going to have to make a bunch of barrels and organize it. This is going to be a temporary solution. It's very ugly, the setup, but it's going to be better in the future. Trust me. Now, my only issue right now is I just need to organize stuff. So I need to put each item resource into their respective individual barrel that costed me a lot of wood to make. Yes, these barrels cost a lot of wood, and problem is I have to manually cut down trees, and that's kind of a pain. I do have a lot of wood right now, but eventually I do have a lot of wood, and I always need wood for stuff. For sleep chests. Yeah, a lot of chests everywhere in my base. At the moment, I ran out of servos, so I need to make another one. I just hate how you need to use smeltery bricks, seared ingots, I should say. But as you can see, it does work. It starts doing its thing. Nice. This is a temporary solution so that my resources don't get clogged in the chest and the omnidirectional hopper. Now you might notice that the salt in surge quartz is very abundant, so eventually I'm gonna have to like filter that out and get rid of that. I don't need all this salt and surge quartz dust. Now I will eventually make another sorting system for the gravel ores, but right now not the case. Barely have any bone meal, as you can tell. Now this area looks a little bit more organized, and that's the whole point. Because the longer it takes to craft, the worse it gets. Well, not necessarily, but I want to progress these quests, otherwise I'd be here forever. Now I'm going to take all that dust that I got from the surface, and I'm gonna put it into this autonomous activator. And I realize it's kind of slow, the autonomous activator, so eventually I will make another machine so that it's up to 3 times as fast. Well, not necessarily 3 times as fast, but it has 3 machines sifting away. To quote unquote decrease lag, I'm gonna do stack size 1. Okay, and now I'm gonna start expanding the plot, or at least the garden area, and I'm gonna add some grass seeds in a second. Brain fart right here. I need to add that, and then it's gonna spread, as you can see here. Pretty nice feature. Yes, I did make resonant tanks. I still haven't learned my lesson. I need to make drums from extra utilities. It's better use of my resources, but I'll figure it out eventually. And I got netherrack from lava plus redstone, and I'm gonna use that to make fire or grow fire plant seeds. Though the growing segment doesn't go very well, and you'll see that in a second. There is a certain limit where you stop growing or you stop spamming with bone meal, and then you can get multiple seeds back, but I don't realize that my mistake. You're supposed to stop when it's fully matured and you don't overdo it, otherwise it'll do its special ability, which in this case it's throwing the seed and causing fire wherever it lands, if it's not netherrack, of course. See, I overdid it right there. And I was trying to be careful, but I do catch on fire, actually. See? I did it right that time. Now I'm starting to understand. Except that time, I messed it up again. Now I'm gonna take this red plastic, or red seeds, I'm gonna turn it into red plastic. I need that for a little something from under pressure category, the under pressure category of quests. Quest. This is used for drones, I believe. And fun fact, I actually never use any of the drones or any drone at all in this mod pack, but it's okay. Just letting you know now. It's kind of a useless item, if I'm being honest. And then I actually do end up using that, and you'll see what happens when I try to use the GPS tool. Yeah, there you go. I tried using that and it crashed. Now I come back, and after taking my sweet time to craft this stuff, I do end up making the whatever this thing is called. Air cannon. Yeah, I actually don't use this either. I don't know what this is supposed to be used for. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's just for a quest. The book told me to do it, so I did it. Hey, look, I got another circuit board. Now, this is my least favorite part of the quest book. Oh, these suck. And also that I have a lot of things I need to craft. This actually took a couple hours, I'm not gonna lie. And that is where I reached a roadblock. I need to get these things. And these are expensive to make. At least in the early game when you don't know what you're doing. Look, my cursor, I kind of like threw a little rant or fit. Lost my crap. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you get the point. I hate PneumaticCraft. Now, after spending like 15 minutes trying to craft all that nonsense, that takes 3 circuit boards. No way. No way. I kind of thought for a moment I need to craft a whole lot of stuff, so I had to get to it. There we go. Slowly but surely making my way forward with this. Now, I will need to set up these machines. Or assembly units, I should say. And a controller is very important. I need this thing to control the entire assembly operation. And first, I started placing stuff without knowing what they're supposed to be used for. Just like in that example. Now I'm looking around and I'm not really sure what I'm doing, so I actually end up having to look it up on the internet. Just to figure this out. I needed the pneumatic wrench just to change the mode that these assembly units work in. There we go. Now it will start assembling slowly but surely. It will do its thing. And basically, this is endgame MacLeod. Well, except the pressure chamber. With this system, basically, this is what you want. Of course, with some speed upgrades, and this is a quite effective setup. Well, not these advanced tubes or these pressure tubes, I should say, but this machine setup, yes. And there we go, we got that advanced pressure tube, and we can complete that section. And this is the most expensive portion. I do a cut here just to speed it up. Nothing too impressive, just crafting nonsense. Alright, now I got that out of the way. I need to start working on machine upgrades, which are not really fun to make, especially the speed upgrade. These upgrades though are easy. Security upgrade and life, item life, easy too. Now we need a speed upgrade, and I realized that's not going to be fun to make. I need speed potions and a cake. So I started making a cake. Luckily I have soy milk. It's probably nasty in real life, but it works. And I still need the speed potions, and the problem is I need nether warts. And how do you get nether warts? Well, I'm going to show you. So now I'm removing the dust from the autonomous activator, and I need to make space for sand. I'm going to sift for ancient spores. I need ancient spores for mycelium, and I need mycelium to create witch water, and it's a complicated process. At least I thought it was at the time, so you'll see that in a second. First, I need to keep working this thing first. And I turn off the servo or disable the signal because I need to make sure the items don't get clogged. I have no barrels for any of these sand resources, I should say. Now I do get the ancient spores, and I need to craft a crook. I don't know why I spent so much time looking at them. I just need to make this stuff, or make this tool, so I can get the string from my infested tree. Yeah, I did grow one in the background. Right over there. And I need the string for another oak sieve, or sieve. So I can sift more, or at least sift the soul sand that I'll get eventually. Now, I've been doing a lot of cuts here and there, so I'm just going to show the entire process, just because I think this is important. Gotta love me not finishing the task, or finishing the entire tree. I just skip it, but whatever. Mind you, this is a reminder. Doing all this nonsense just for a speed upgrade, machine speed upgrade. And there you go. All you need to do is put water. You have a barrel over the mycelium and add water, and that's going to make witch water slowly but surely. There's no like faster way of doing it. That's probably like the only way. Well, there's no machine. There's no like fluid machine that will generate witch water, at least not to my knowledge. So this is the way that it has to be done. Now I'm going to create a few more patches of mycelium just because I don't want to wait for 1 barrel at a time. I want to do 3 at a time if possible. Now I'm going to start sifting and I'm just going to get quartz. What I'm after is warts. Another warts. Now in the future I will automate it so I can get ardite, crushed ardite and crushed cobalt. But for now I just got to deal with this nonsense. Now, eventually I do get it, and I will plant it on the netherrack, or soul sand I should say. That's why I made another soul sand. And yes, you can use this watering can for growing another wart. Honestly, quite shocking to me considering this comes from the nether, and nether there's no water anywhere, but whatever. But now I start making my speed potions. And I need to make another one real quick. And I think I do it backwards. Yeah, I did it backwards. And there we go. I completed every single quest. At least in Under Pressure, that category. Very nice. Now, real quick, just going to try to automate this a little bit. Not really automation, but eh. Now you're gonna have to sit here and painfully watch me wait around for a little bit. So how it works is the fluid ducts are transporting water because there's a chest that puts leaves into the crucible on the top. And the fluid duct is transferring water, and when the fluid duct goes over the mycelium, it creates witch water, which is, I mean, I didn't even know this years ago when I was playing Crash Landing. I had to do some research, and that's what I found, which is very useful for at least trying to speed this process up. I mean, you can't use like a thermal expansion machine or anything like that. So eventually I do add another 2 barrels, though there is like a water disparity, like it's super slow. It only fills up 1 at a time. So eventually I do have to fix this with some fluid transposers, but for now it is what it is. But as you can see, it's working. Alright, I think I talked long enough, but thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time in part 11.